Alright, I thought I would do a quick little pros and cons 1 year later type of video. There's been a lot of talk on the internet, some other videos about the L machine. I had somebody in a stringing group online yesterday tag me about asking pros and cons, so I made a few replies. So anyway, I thought I'd just make a quick video. I've had it for a little over a year. I thought I'd give you some pros and cons, what I've run into since I've had it. Things I like, things I don't like. Try to make it short, fairly quick. I actually did the video once and it screwed up, so I'm doing it again. So overall, the machines are the same. Okay, puller head, machine, table brake, friction brake, everything from here up. Turntable, for the most part, not completely, exactly the same. So we're not even going to worry about that stuff. So we'll get into the things that are kind of different, which are like clamps, post, computer, stand. Those are really the only things different on these machines. So first off, the clamps, I really like, I'm out of focus. I really like the 5-tooth clamps on here. I like the build quality on the 4-tooth, the original, better. I mean, it's a heavy clamp, it's a beefy clamp. I just like that a little better because these are really light. But again, they're a good clamp. I don't have anything against them. If you do buy this machine, something to kind of pay attention to. Oh, I'll tell y'all a funny story. So I thought the camera was out of focus. I just didn't have my reading glasses on, so I couldn't see the screen. But these little silver ferrules that are inside the clamps on the Newman, they come out. So if you ever take the clamp off and the little silver piece stays down there, it's like that on both clamps. It's not a big issue. They're still sturdy, so don't worry about it. But they do come out. They do not come out of the originals. I've never been able to budge them out of the originals. For my purposes, I like using the gravity release clamp. These base clamps is not an issue. These are still nice clamps. They work well. They're easy to use. So I don't have an issue with them. The only problem I do have, and it's just my personal thing, it's not what anybody else would probably have. My wife is the one who strings on this machine 99% of the time because I string on the other one. She is 5 foot tall. I am 6'1". So we have the machine set for her at 5 foot tall. And so this happened last night where I was stringing over here, she was stringing over here, over here. So anyway, she was stringing on this machine. I finished the racket. When I finished, she had to go do something, so I came over here to finish her racket. The machine is way down here. So it's hard for me when there's a racket mounted to get my hand down in here because I have to kind of stoop and bend and use the clamp. So that's kind of hard, but when it's at my height, it's not an issue. So again, that's nothing anybody would have to have a problem with. If I did badminton rackets, I would love these posts. That would be freaking fantastic. I do not do badminton rackets. The only badminton racket I've ever seen in this town is what you paid $20 for at Walmart or Target, and you get 2 rackets, some shuttlecocks, and a net for 20 bucks. That's all I've ever seen. Never seen a badminton court around here, anything. So that's a feature that I just never use, but if I did, that would be fantastic. That'd be the selling point right there. I think I'd said before, and you'll kind of notice the arms are a little bit different shape on here than these. These are, real narrow. You notice I don't have my covers on here. They rotted off, so I had them on there for freaking ever. So I'll put some new ones on there someday. But just a little bit different shape, and because these are thicker here, it kind of feels like it closes in more. I know it probably doesn't, but it just feels like it. And it doesn't impede anything, doesn't get in the way or anything. I just like the little center rail. But again, that has absolutely no bearing on actually stringing the racket. It doesn't cause any issues or anything. Things I really like here as opposed to the original. When you want to pre-stretch, hit the button, you can pre-stretch. You want to turn it off, you turn it off. You want to go from pounds to kilos, hit the button, hold it. You're in kilos. Want to go back, hit the button, hold it. You're in pounds. That is fantastic. Everything else is pretty much the same. One touch for the knot. If you want to turn the sound off, you have to go into the settings over there, turn sound off. Here you just hit it and you get sound on or off. Pull speed doesn't matter. I leave them both 100%, so that's not an issue. We're not going to worry about settings. Over here, and I will tell you, I do get some rackets that are in kilos from the university. And when I do, you have to go over here. You have to go into the settings. You have to go to kilos. You have to always let the screen load completely up. You hit kilos, you hit the check mark. You go back. Oh, what? She needed pre-stretch. Okay, you got to go back over here. You got to go to pre-stretch. You got to hit the button. You can't at least hold it and it'll go up. You got to go, okay. Well, the next racket, she doesn't want pre-stretch. Okay, so I got to go back over here. Got to go to pre-stretch. Got to go over here. Got to turn all this back down to 0. And say, okay. I go out. Oh, wait, crap. She's also in pounds. You got to go over here. You got to go in here. You got to go here. Got to go here. And now I'm back. That takes about 20 times longer than go over there with just a single button touch. So that is a feature I really like. I will tell you something else I kind of like, which really it doesn't matter at all because it's not like anything that I really pay attention to. So the covers here, this is just a hard plastic. I think it's a plastic. It might actually be a cast aluminum or something. Anyway, that's real hard. These are a rubber. So you don't bang up your racket on them as much when you're setting rackets on here. This is nice, cushy, rubbery. Now the little signs on here, head and throat. I mean, if you want to follow that, follow that. You absolutely don't have to. You can pop these things off and switch them around if you want to. So, but I like these because they're nice, soft rubber. Whereas these, but again, I've never really noticed an issue with it. But these are a hard material. And this one got that little click to it because I popped it off one time and I think I screwed it up, so I just had to glue it back down with some double-sided tape. So that's a bad on me. I mentioned in my little review video about the string reel holder. Some people probably love that. I find it useless. You can put, I think you can, I don't know what I said in the video. I think I said you put like 7, 8, 9 reels on it. You can get like 4 reels on it. I have more than 4 reels. You know, I've got all those. I've got those up there. So I don't like it. And partly because that thing's probably 18 inches, maybe 24 inches off the ground. I'm 6'1". So I'm up here and I want to get string. I got to come way down here to get my string. And then if I pull it back up and I pull my string, then I got to come way back down here to either cut it, or if I cut it up here, then I got a big tail of string flopping around down here. So now I got to get down here and reel it back up. And by the time I do that, 2, 3 rackets, my back's sore. I mean, I can't stand up the string anymore. So to me, that is useless. Somebody short like my wife, maybe she could use it. I cannot use it. So anyway, and I thought originally that was just going to be like a string catch, but we've never had string get caught up on it. So that's not really an issue. Let's see, finish. Heard somebody talking about finish. I think they said they sent a whole load of these to Australia and all of them were, the finish was messed up or something. I will tell you, both of them, the finish on the 2 machines is a little different, but they're very similar. They do get chipped up where we throw the clamps in here and stuff. I think my wife stuck an awl on it one time, you know, chipped it there. So the finish does kind of chip off here and there. This, we had our house remodeled, and when we moved it, it got rubbed up against something. That's why that's there. The original, same thing, chipped up here, chipped up here. Same type of thing. Now here, everywhere these bases will slide, it'll hit and chips in all my corners. And I know it doesn't look like it over here. I just took a Sharpie and colored it in. But it does chip. So, but that's not a big deal. I mean, that's, to me, that's wear and tear. You're using your machine, so you already get a damn chip here and there. And that's really about it on the finish. Okay. This is my biggest con on this machine. If you notice this machine, I'm going to kind of wiggle it. It's got, I don't know if you can actually see it. It's got a little wiggle while it's sitting here, but the machine is solid. The whole reason it wiggles, because I took a razor and I cut out my little padded mat and I sat my machine inside the little holes that I cut. So there's still some pad underneath that, and that gives it a little bit of a wiggle. But I can live with that. That's me doing it, not the machine doing it. This machine, and listen. Okay, so this machine, sitting on the floor, not the pad. The cover is just laying on top. And you can probably see it. The base is solid. It's square, it's level. Base isn't moving. What's moving is the inner or the upper tube. Oops, I think I cut the video off. What's moving is the upper tube going into the lower tube. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but it wiggles. And that's what's making the noise inside the tube hitting. And no matter how tight I make this, and I've got this sucker tight, no matter how tight I tighten that down, it still wiggles. And the higher up I make it, the more it wiggles. So as you string on it, it always feels like your machine's uneven. So that is my biggest con on this machine, 100%. But other than that, I mean, it's a great machine. And I don't really have problems with it. That's kind of a minor annoyance. But it's still a great machine. It's still accurate, everything about it. Love it. It's easy to move, relatively, compared to this one. So, anyway, that's just a quick little pros and cons little video. Hope you got something out of it. If you're thinking about buying the machine, I can tell you, if this machine ever breaks down, ever goes to the crapper, what I will do is I will buy this machine and I will put these rails and clamp bases on it. So that's what I would do. And then I'd have basically the same machine, because all I got to do is set it up for me, my height, and I'm good. So anyway, have any questions, feel free to get in touch. I'll try to answer any questions you have. But for the most part, hope you got something out of this quick little pros and cons. A year later. Bye.